And welcome back to Spinny Explains IT. I just recorded and lost all of it, so I'm going to go for it again. If I miss some things, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm trying my best to get everything I had. So to start, I actually want to talk about 2020's Twitter's insider threat attack. This was a Bitcoin attack, basically a Bitcoin scam that was ran by 3 individuals. And how they got in was, not that sophisticated at all. It's actually just social engineering, which makes it all the more scary. Okay. That is, not sophisticated attack at all. So what they were able to do is they stole about $118,000 worth of Bitcoin, and they were able to infiltrate and take over accounts such as Jeff Bezos, Barack Obama, Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Joe Biden, Apple, Uber, and a bunch of other high-profile accounts on Twitter. So let's talk about what the implications. So this is big because the implications that could have happened. We're talking they could have destabilized the economies because just by getting into that big of an account of someone who's trusted and verified at that time to say whatever you want, it could have really caused some damage. And we've seen this in the past, just a while back, someone created an account and they said that insulin was going to be free, and it took a dive in the account of the company, even though it wasn't really them. It was just someone who made a fake account and got verified, and they were able to tank a whole stock. So, the what is available of taking over a high-profile account, what it can do is pretty scary. So what these guys did is they social engineered. So basically the first part was they kind of got the information that everyone was working from home, but they also knew that the VPN that was being used by Twitter wasn't very stable and people were having issues. So they used that to their advantage. And so they would call people and they would say, hey, we were with Twitter IT. We're just calling about the VPN. People are having issues. We want to make sure you can get on. And they said, yeah, of course. And they would send them to a fake clone, basically VPN site that looked similar, probably exact clone, but the domain was different, but close enough that no one noticed. And they'd say, hey, can you sign into this? And so the employees would begin to sign in, and as they were signing in, basically simultaneously the hackers were signing into the real VPN, right, with the credentials they were receiving. And what would happen then is the multi-factor authentication would be sent, and the employee would accept it, thinking it was real because of the site they were seeing, but really the hackers were signing in with their credentials on the other end to the actual place and getting in through the MFA. Pretty smart, right? Pretty smart way to go about it. So what they then did is they got in and they were able to see the internet and everything, but they didn't actually have too much information. They were just kind of going through research and kind of building an account, trying to figure out, okay, what are we going to do? What can we do with this? And that's when they figured out that they found the accounts that they wanted to get into, or what they needed to know to get into those specific things in the internet. And so they then began to spear phish and attack certain individuals that the news credential would give them more access and gain more access inside of where they were. And once they spear phished, they were then able to get in, and they started first by taking, OG accounts, just simple handle names that were, people wanted, and they'd sell them for Bitcoin for cheap to people. But then they started realizing, hey, what we could do? They said we could actually trick people into doing a scam. So one of the scams they did was they would go to those high profiles I just mentioned, and what they would say is, hey, I want to get back to the community. I will double whatever you put in. So if you put in $1,000, I'll give you $2,000 in Bitcoin. And people saw a high-level account, verified account. At the time, if you were verified, right? And so people fell for it. A lot of people clicked the link and did it hoping to make money, double back. Like, yeah, sure, let's do it. I mean, this is Apple posting this. This is, huge names, huge celebrities or government officials. Well, luckily not too many people, because it seemed a little sketchy, right? Some people saw, well, that's weird. Why would a public official do this? They probably got hacked. And people were like, yeah, this is definitely not real. But some people didn't, and they lost a lot of money. And so the crazy part is with this, that after they had finished their scam and got out with their money, well, the U.S. government got involved because they were hacking. I believe it was the governor of California told the U.S. government to look into this because it was a huge breach, and the implications were pretty big that what could happen in the future if they didn't take control of what had happened. And they did, and they were persecuted by the U.S. government because of, high official accounts, government accounts that were being messed with and hacked into. And so they were charged with money laundering, illegal access to computers. Like 3 or 4 more charges that were sent, and they were sentenced. So not good. Very bad. But honestly, the outcome could have been a lot worse with what they knew and what they could have done with that. Which leads me into today, kind of the topic I want to talk about, and that is phishing. You've probably heard this a lot, okay? We're not talking going down the lake and casting it out there, trying to get that big fish. No, we're talking phishing in the sense of IT. And you probably hear this a lot because you probably get a lot of phishing trainings. You probably get a lot of emails from IT saying, hey, be aware of the phishing emails. They're on a high, yada, yada, whatever. So what is it? Well, for starters, phishing with a PH is just as it sounds, you're fishing for something. So what these hackers will do is they'll basically just throw a bunch of accounts, a bunch of emails to as many people as they can send it to and see what will stick, see who they can get, right? You may never have used Dropbox in your life, but there might be people who have used Dropbox who are like, oh, shoot, Dropbox just sent me an email that my storage is full. I thought I paid for the high one. They're like, oh, well, I better update my payment information. And they'll do it, right? Whereas 85% of the people don't use Dropbox, so they knew it was phishing and they didn't even open the email. So what the hackers are trying to do, they're trying to gain credentials. They're trying to get you to either click on a link to download some malicious stuff on your computer, viruses, whatever it may be, and there's a lot they can do from there. But for the most part, they're just trying to get credentials and trying to use it because they know you as a person are probably using the same exact username and password for every single thing. Stop that. Don't do that. Use a different password for everything. Because if they get one password, then everything you have is gone. Okay? Switch it up. Get a password manager to manage your passwords and use different ones. Okay? It'll save you a headache in the long run. So next with phishing, we're going to talk about spear phishing, which I mentioned earlier in the attack. Spear phishing is a little bit more specific, a little bit more kind of what those hackers are like, oh, I want these specific managers. I don't want the lower level. And so they start looking at them and what do they use? What do these managers all use? Oh, they all use Slack. No one else uses Slack except for the high level managers. I'm going to use something with Slack to get them. Right? They're going to cultivate emails that are like, hey, Slack needs you to enable this extension. Please sign in. And they're going to get you. So it's a little bit more specific because you're doing a lot more research because you know what these people are using. The next thing is whale phishing. So whale phishing is just a step above. So it's spear phishing, but it's spear phishing to high-level executives of a company, C-suites, whatever it may be. So these are the people who are going for the big heads because if they can get them, they can get a lot of access and they can do a lot of damage. And there's other types of small, phishing, but those are kind of the biggest ones to be wary of. So what I'm going to do today for you is I'm going to dive into Google's phishing campaign, kind of a test, and show you what to kind of look for and see if I can pass. I hope I can. With my degree in cybersecurity, you would think I could probably pass a simple phishing test, but who knows? Sometimes they're good. So let's get started. All right, so let's get started. So, yeah, we're on phishing quiz with google.com. Okay, so I'm going to say out of name. I'm going to call my name SpinnyBop. Email shortking@gmail.com. Okay, nothing wrong with being short. Okay, don't just own it. Don't lie about your height. I don't know why people do that. All right, let's get started. All right, so the first one here, what we're going to look at is who is sending us this email. So it's coming from luke.jason8000@gmail.com. Okay, well, assuming that we do know a Luke Johnson, we'll maybe not be too worried about it. So let's see what the subject is here. So we're going to look here and look at the subject. Okay, nothing too weird here. So if you're expecting this budget to come in, then you're going to be like, okay, yeah, this is real. But if you're not, you're going to be like, what is this? Okay. And probably Luke Johnson might be someone in your actual company, but it's probably not their email, right? So what can you look for if you're still a little worried? Okay. The first thing you're going to look here is hover over the URLs. Do not click them. Do not click the URLs, whatever you do. Okay, so you want to hover here, and in the bottom left corner, you can see it's http://drive or google.com/luke.johnson. Okay, so that looks pretty real, right? But you're going to want to research that, okay? And let's look at this one. Same thing, okay? So what I'm now going to do is I'm going to look up Google Drive and see what their actual URL is because I don't want them to get me. So you see right here, it's google.com/drive. It's not drive-google.com. So that tells me immediately that this is actually fake, because that's not the URL Google uses, right? So don't be afraid to do some homework and dig into it. Try to really understand what you're looking at. Don't just click on it. So we're going to say that's phishing. And that's correct. Awesome. So it's going to show us that, yep, Google drive-google.com. Okay. So with this next one, something you do want to point out and notice is that what people will try to do is they'll try to get a sense of urgency if they're trying to get you to click it, okay, or set basically like precedent of being superior. Like, I'm important, this is important, this comes from us. So the reason why I say that is because right here off the bat, this admin looks so out of place. Fax message, no reply. Admin. What does that mean? What do you mean, admin? If it's coming from an actual admin account, I don't think they would say admin. Or if they did, it'd be not in this way. This looks very funky. Let's see. Let's hover over this. Okay, yeah. efaxhosting.com.mailru382.co. Okay. Well, if efax is a real company, which I'm sure it is, I don't think they'll be using mailru382.co for their domain. I'm sure they have the money to own efax.com. So that tells me it's fake. All right, so we're going to go with phishing. Let's go. And, oh, okay. I didn't even notice that. Yeah, that's funny. So efax, F-A-C-K-S, not E-F-A-X. So yeah, that's pretty much a huge indicator as well. Totally didn't even think twice about that. I was just focusing on the no reply and admin. So yeah, pay attention to how it's spelled too, because that went over my head. But I'm sure you maybe caught it because you're smarter than I am. All right. Next, so we got TK from school. Remember TK from school? Sure, why not? Okay, TK86530. Okay, that right there, like I said, if you got a lot of numbers in a username, it's probably fake, because I don't know, if I was setting it up, I wouldn't put that many numbers. It's usually like 2 to 4. Okay, 6 is kind of a lot of numbers, but some people do. But that's just something to look out for, because people who are sending fake emails are gonna have a lot of numbers in them. Let's see here. Nothing too weird. I just found a photo of you. Okay, TK probably is, I'm assuming this would be something you actually do know. If this was spear phishing, and if not, then you would probably dismiss it. So this photo, if you hyphen drive.google.com, seems legit, .download -photo.siztez.net. Okay, yeah, that's fake. Yeah, if you're getting .com, .download, and then you're getting a siztez.net, 2 different types, yeah, you can assure yourself that that is not coming from Google. So that is definitely phishing. That's right. And yep, systez.net. Yeah, okay, yeah. Awesome. Sometimes we're smart. Uh-oh, looks like you're out of storage. I wonder what it costs to upgrade. Okay, so another thing that they're going to try to get you to do is they're going to want you to, hey, this is important. You should upgrade. Trying to get you to buy something sense of urgency, like I mentioned. So let's see here. No reply at dropboxmail.com. That seems a little suspicious to me. Dropboxmail.com. I don't know. I don't know what Dropbox uses, but I would assume it's dropbox.com. Hey, your Dropbox is full and is no longer syncing files. New files added to your Drop folders won't be accessible. Yada, yada. Upgrade today for space. Okay. Nothing too weird. www.dropbox.com/buy. That seems okay. Dropbox.com. Okay, nothing weird. Dropbox.com. So this is, at this point, if it was me, it's 50-50. This dropboxmail.com, I don't know if that's a real thing they use. So if you never know, you can just say is legit, simpleness. Domain is actually a legitimate domain used to send official email from Dropbox. Okay. Simple as that. Okay. So we know that's a real one. I mean, I'm going off of just dropboxcommunityforum.com, so this could even be fake. I would probably do some more research. I don't see actually anything from Dropbox himself, but let's see here. Is there anything else that lets me think that? Receive email. Okay, put a legitimate Dropbox address in the message sender field. Usually no reply. Let's see what this is. The New York Times. Usually, get away from me, paywall. Usually no reply, which is the real address Dropbox puts on messages. Okay, so that's real. I'm going off the New York Times. I'm assuming they're pretty credible. And the reason why I'm also not being too weary is because looking at this, it is all Dropbox links. Like, that is Dropbox.com. I don't see anything suspicious. So I'm going to say this is legitimate. What is it? It is. Let's go. Okay. Put in the work. Do a little bit of research. Even if you're skeptical, just say it's phishing. Okay. No one's going to be mad at you for saying something's phishing when it's not. Okay. Next. You've received a new kind of report from, usually their emails come from sharon.mosley@westmountschool.org. Okay, so that's where it's supposed to come from. Or where does it come from? westmountdayschool.org. All right, that's a little suspicious. You should be a little worrisome at that, okay? Good job, good day, Spenny Bot. Please find attached at 23 financial, person usual. Okay, nothing too weird there. So don't click it. If you don't get anything hype, like if you're hovering over it, you don't get it, you don't know who it's from, do not click it. You can download a virus onto your computer. I don't know. Just stay away from it. Okay, don't click things you don't know. Can't emphasize that enough. All right. So please find attached a 23 financial activity report. Okay. Honestly, this all looks good, and this seems like a spear phishing attack for sure because of how not too crazy everything is. Only thing that's throwing me off is just the fact that it's supposed to be coming from here, and it's coming from here. I mean, they could have gotten a new email as of late, but I don't think that this quiz would tell me this information if it didn't matter. So I'm going to say phishing. Let's go. Awesome. Yep. Yeah, so it's from the wrong email. Be careful when opening PDFs. Okay. Yep. Okay. Google. No reply at google.support. Okay, that right there. I've received a lot of Google emails. It's not google.support. So I would assume this is phishing. This looks pretty good, though. It's probably exact clone. It's probably exactly what they send you. But see, so someone has your password, right? Sense of urgency is trying to get you to hurry and click on something. It wants you to be, hey, this is important. Do this quick. And myaccount.google.com. Oh, okay. Oh, hyphen security setting page.ml-security.org. Okay, yeah, that's fake. Security.org with already a google.com. Yeah, Google is not an organization. Or at least it doesn't have the domain of organization. It has the damn domain of commercial. So you can always assume if it's not .com, then it's not real for Google. So yeah, that's definitely phishing. I'm not even going to... Yep, that's right, baby. This email used a lookalike URL. So it's almost identical. Okay, I did not know that. The address sender is not used. Okay, good to know. And, okay, so we know that it's not used. So that tells us immediately that this is fake. But let's dive into it. Government-backed attackers may be trying to steal your password. Case sense of urgency. There's a chance that this is a false alarm, but we believe we detect government-backed attackers trying to steal your password. Okay, kind of giving you a sense of, hey, you know, just in case. All right, let's see. And what's the change password? Google.com/amp/tinyurl.com. Okay, yeah, so that's not going to be Google.com. You're not going to have two of them in one. Pretty good, honestly. I can see if this is what people are sending out, yeah, I'd fall for that. Absolutely. So that's phishing. Am I right? Let's go. Okay, what else we got? Two more. You signed up for a travel planning service. You want to scan your email, but take a close look. Okay. TripIt. Okay, nothing's showing. You shouldn't click if it doesn't show. TripIt.com. Okay. TripIt.com. Oh, okay. I was a little worrisome because I was wondering if this was Google.com. And why would it show TripIt.com for the terms of service? But it's referring to the application you're going to give permission to. So that's their terms of service and privacy. And your account with Google. Okay. Those look legit, but maybe that's what they're trying to do, trying to put real URLs, but they want you to click on the big one, the allow. Nothing's hovering for me. Is TripIt real? TripIt. TripIt is the highest rated trip planner and flight tracker. Okay. Well, it's real, but is this real? I'm going to be honest with you boys. Chat. I'm going to be honest. Honestly, 50-50. If I'm expecting it from TripIt, then I think this is legit. If I'm not, then say it's phishing. No one's going to be mad at you if you don't know. You signed up for a travel planning service. Is that telling me that I've already done this? Honestly, in life, I'm gonna take a risk. You don't take risks. I'm gonna say legitimate just because it's saying I've signed up for a travel planning service. Let's go for it. Oh, let's go. Don't do that. Don't guess. You should definitely. Honestly, I should have said phishing. Even though I am correct, that was pretty stupid of me. Because off the off chance it wasn't, then I would have been done for if I had allowed it. But the reason why I allowed it is because it said that I had signed up for it. This test is telling me I signed up for it. I don't know. Show me indicates the app's name. Oh, I didn't even look. I didn't even check the trip it. Well, that was probably something I should have done. 8 out of 8. Let's go. Honestly, I don't think I deserved that last one. I think I should have gotten 7 out of 8 because that was a real risky move. But whatever. All right, let's stop this bad boy. All right. Well, that is phishing for you. I did pretty good. Honestly, like I said, should probably have not gotten that last one. I probably should have said phishing. And when in doubt, if you don't know, just say it's phishing. No one will ever be mad at you, okay? Rule of thumb. IT, whatever, dude. For example, if you get a call from someone and they're asking you to do something and you're a little skeptical, hang up. Hang up the phone, call the real IT number that you know. You know what? Us as IT professionals, we might be a little bugged. Like, yeah, it's us. Thanks for doing that. It's super annoying. But you know what? At the end of the day, we'll get over it because we'd rather you assume someone is trying to get information out of you than for you to just do it, okay? We will always, at the end of the day, be more happy that you hung up the call than if you were to give that information to someone. That's all I have. Stay safe, especially during the holiday seasons. They're going to be pumping up the phishing emails a lot more because you're going to be signing up for emails. They're going to be grabbing them, so just be more cautious, okay? Because you don't know what people are buying or what. So that's all I have. Phishing is a very, very common way for people to get your information. And that's all I have. Have a great day.